Welcome to the future.
Who is this clown?
Not clown. Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark.
Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poison, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What up, YouTube? It's Jim from Two Fat Guys Pull Us, and don't worry, we'll give the talent the intro that he deserves. But we're just gonna start off with just Jim. He's here. He's in the background. He's backstage. Don't say anything. But we're going to talk about some business first before we start the show. As always, welcome to episode 132 of Two Fat Guys Pull List, and we're glad that you are here, but we're going to take care of some business. First of all, we're going to talk about our show sponsor, that is Collected Comics and Games here in the DFW area. They're an amazing LCS that me and Nate frequent, and is our home for comics, games, all kinds of good stuff. But if you're ever in the DFW area, check out Collected Comics and Games. They're a really cool store. They also have a really, really kick-ass website called brainycomics.com. So we'd love for you to go over to brainycomics.com and do a little bit of shopping if you're thinking about doing some online shopping. Now, if you go over there and you decide to do some shopping, you will find exclusive and variant covers, bundles, bad idea books, new comics, mystery bags, back issues, graphic novels, games, toys and collectibles, and even trading cards. I can't talk. Trading cards. So head on over to Collected Comics and Games, do a little bit of shopping, and then before you do that, before you check out, what we'd love for you to do is go into that top search bar right there, type in Two Fat Guys Pull List, press enter, and this is what's going to pop up. It is a Two Fat Guys Pull List premium and standard upgrade. Standard upgrade is $8. The premium is $15. Now you're probably asking, what do I get for the regular standard upgrade? Well, for $8 you get one mystery exclusive comic cover, and for $15 you get two. So when you do the checkout and you put this in your cart, Ron will put in one and or two, depending on which upgrade you do, mystery variant or exclusive cover into your cart or into what you order. So when it comes in the mail, there will be something in there that is a bit of a mystery, a spicy mystery, if you will. And hey, you're not supposed to be talking. Anyway, yeah, so you're probably like, well, what do those look like? Well, if you go to the front page again, you kind of see some of the mystery, or not some of the mystery, some of the exclusive covers that he has on the site for purchase. So there is a chance you could get one of these or one of the other the back issue ones that he has online. There's no guarantee that you will get, one of these that are at the front, but there is a chance. Ron definitely likes to show or kind of match whatever's in your cart. So if you buy a lot of Superman, you might get a Superman variant cover, or maybe it's a DC variant cover. Same thing by with Marvel and or Spider-Man, X-Men, the whole shebang, independent. So kind of have that in mind. So if you decide to if you're gonna do a little bit of shopping, go over to brainycomics.com, do a little bit of online shopping, make sure to put that Two Fat Guys Pull List upgrade in your cart, and then check out. And then once your stuff comes in the mail, let us know what you got, tag us, and let us know what you picked up at brainycomics.com and what exclusive variant mystery cover you got as well. All right.
Hey,
listen to this, right? We're gonna talk about one quick thing before we bring in our special guest. Just kidding, the actual other host of the show, and that is our sub giveaway, right? We're talking about the sub milestone of 850 subscribers. If you're new here, what we do is we've got some certain goals that are set, and then when we hit those sub goals, we're going to give away slabs. We've given away quite a bit since we've started the show, and right now we're trying to hit 850 subscribers. When we hit 850 subscribers, we are giving away the CGC graded 9.8 Green Lantern #1. See if we can get it looking good here. There we go. With John Stewart on the cover. This is a retail incentive cover. So this is a pretty sweet, little rare kind of book. Maybe not so rare, but It's a pretty cool one. So when we hit 850 subscribers, we're going to give that away to one of our lucky subscribers live on the show, but we can't do it until we hit 850 subscribers. So please make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and give us a like so you do not miss any Two Fat Guys Pull List content. Also, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, you know what the deal. We're giving away this 9.8 CBCS graded original Sentai and Amazing Spider-Man #4 with the first appearance of Silk in it. This is a pretty hot book. It's only going up in value, and we are crazy enough to give it away, or at least I am. But if you were to see Nate on his current camera, he is shaking his head like he's in an emo concert. We will be giving that away at 1,000 subscribers. So that is the deal. All right, that is the business. Everyone put your hands together. Put the clap emoji in the chat.
Oh my god.
Drum roll, please. Here he comes, the master of pain. It is Nate DeMan Crawford. That was pretty good. That was a good belly roll right there. I could hear it. It was good.
Yeah. Why did you just have me off so I couldn't be shaking my head about Silk?
Basically, because I just get tired when you're like, oh, no, I'm not giving it away.
Okay, buddy.
Anyway,
We'll see you when it happens.
let's go. Let's check out the chat. Oh my god. First of all, we have what up, Patty? What up, John? What up, Empire? Empire asked, hey, are either of you going to the Dallas Fan Expo? And if so, what days? When is the Dallas Expo?
It is next weekend, I believe.
Like,
it is
like my
soon.
birthday next weekend?
No, not that. Not that.
Next weekend?
That's not happening. That's in August, remember?
My birthday is not in August.
I know, but I always think it is. No, it's June 9th through 11th.
Ooh. You know what? I would love to go.
Fun,
What? Do you think you're going to go?
I don't know. Maybe we should look at tickets.
All right. Or maybe we could talk to Ron and see if he can get us info for you.
Ooh, yeah.
Either way, no, we probably should get tickets, but
yeah, we should.
I would love to go. You know what? That's not a bad idea, Empire. Maybe we should. We'll look into that. I'll talk to the waifu, see if I'm allowed. Anyway, thank you for the drum rolls, Calvin and John. What up, Jaden? All right, well, let's just go ahead and get to this week's comics. I think we have a split, not necessarily a split decision. I just think we have difference of opinion this week. Mm-hmm. Outside of one book, it was an okay week for me. You know, it wasn't jaw dropping, but it was a good, fun, I wouldn't say light week in the sense of number of books, but it was a good light week in the context of content. Context of content.
Got it.
That's how I would say. That's how I would describe this week.
Yeah, I am gonna go ahead and put the spoiler here now. I don't have a pick.
Oh god, he doesn't have a patois.
No book earned a patois this
Patois.
week. Not to say that there aren't any good books, but I'm not just gonna roll someone into the very distinguished honor of Nathan's pick of the week.
Nate's principles getting in the way.
No one
of the
gets
show.
to back into that door. All right, you got to earn it. No one earned it.
God. All right. Well, I do have a pick of the week, and I think it's definitely earned.
Okay.
But we'll get
you're
to
a
it.
homer, and it doesn't count.
Yeah, it does, and we'll get to the reason why.
It doesn't count.
We'll get there. All right. Well, let's start. Let's go ahead and kick off the show with The Avengers from Jed McKay, issue #1. Amazing cover. Amazing covers. There were some sick covers this week.
I think you got one or two or three or four.
I think I got like a lot of them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna pull it up right now. Let's see. League. Yeah, I bought like all of them almost, except for the incentives. And I really want to buy the incentive because it's the Scarlet Witch version cover and it looks amazing. But as for the book, you know, I wasn't unimpressed, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't. I think. Let me just say this. I give it a solid A, like a standard A.
John, that's literally exactly what happened. We'll get to
that. That is a good book, by the way. I did read it as well. But as for Avengers, I think it's a solid A. If you want to give it an A- to give it a little bit more of a detailed grade, I'd give it an A-. But overall, I think it achieved what it needed to achieve. Obviously, it established the team, it established the tone, and I think it gave us a decent feel for each character and where they are currently within the Marvel comic book universe. And I think if you're a new reader or you skipped Jason Aaron's run, outside of little mentions of what happened in the previous run, I think it's a pretty easy book to read. Or no, do you disagree?
Oh no, I 100% agree. Very easy to read.
Yeah. I loved the artwork. I feel like we've got another, we'll see if Villa, as I say it, Villa? Villa,
CF Villa.
did a fabulous job. I think the house style is definitely present in this book, which I really liked. And 50 issues of the other guy, it got a little stale, even though it kind of mixed around.
Sure, but it's also hard to how do you start over with that and just. I mean, I think he did it very well, but it's difficult to start that over and find your own fresh feel to it.
Yeah, no, I agree. But as for the characters in the book, I think McKay had found their voices really well. I thought all their voices were good. I really love Danvers being the narrative voice of the book. That just sells it for me. I know that probably rubs a lot of comic skaters the wrong way, but who gives two shits about them? Exactly. But I love that she's the main voice. Oh my God. Let's talk about one scene in this book that I absolutely adored.
Okay.
Outside of Captain Marvel, poking fun at Thor and why he does what he does, I thought that was great. But for me, what sold this book was when Danvers went to Scarlet Witch, and Scarlet Witch was like, "No, yes, I'll be on the team." And Danvers is like, "What? You read my mind?" She's like, "No, I just know why you're here. There's only, I know I'm the shit. You know what I mean?" And I loved that. I absolutely loved it. I don't know. I thought it was great. I loved the captain switch. Which captain are you talking to? There's one runner on second, one, that whole thing. And I liked the Vision thing. I liked Vision being utterly destroyed.
One of my favorite parts.
Yeah, just utterly destroyed and disappointed at the fact that he didn't get judged during Judgment Day, and he is questioning his own existence, which I love. I think if there was one story that I was like, I'm just not that connected to it, and I guess I need to get a little bit more, it was Black Panther.
You really don't. You were given all information that was pertinent.
Then at that point,
he's not the king anymore.
Right. And I was like, okay, cool. Now, his interaction with the team and when he's directing things, flawless. Flawless victory, awesome. But the whole I'm not here to be judged. I was like, okay, I don't really care. I don't care. Let's just get to the action with him. So that was my take on the book.
Okay. I'm actually going to do one of the quickest about faces that we've ever seen here on the show, and I'm gonna go completely opposite and say push the button.
Oh my God!
I talked myself into this.
Holy shit!
No, but I was looking back at this and I remembered that I didn't read this one first. I read a few DCs first, just because I went by interest.
Oh, and it put you in a bad mood, huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say is one thing that DC is doing fairly, if not very well, when it gets it right, is these new Dawn books with Green Lantern or Green Arrow or
Cyborg.
No, not that one.
Yep.
Getting it being both new reader friendly and giving tiny little candy pieces to new readers or to old readers, and I think that Jed McKay did this flawlessly. I genuinely think if you don't know who the hell any of these characters are, you're not an MCU person, you don't know. I genuinely think you could pick this up and be like, oh, okay, I can follow this. This guy's the brooding alien, or the brooding android. This guy is who used to be respected but not respected anymore. This woman is a badass. This guy's arrogant. This guy's a god. Got it. It's easy,
Yeah.
And I think that we did that really well while also appealing to some really cool old school stuff. Like this bad guy's from the the Jonathan Hickman run. So like I'm sure a lot of people saw that and were like, oh man, I remember that. That's great. Plus CFV's artwork, it's really good. It was really good. Like it's not like, oh, it blows me out of the water, but it perfectly hits the house tone.
Well, I think it achieves what we talk about a lot, is if the artwork is so good that you don't necessarily notice it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there were plenty of books this week that we read that, or tried to read that, like you saw the artwork and you were immediately like, nope, out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you look at it and not once where you're like, I don't know, man, like I don't know about this run. It did its due. Like it gave the respect to the title.
Also, I'm not a huge Captain America fan one way or the other, regardless of who it is. Even though it's more of a dislike for Steve Rogers, but the way that Jed McKay wrote that, I thought was absolutely perfect, if not slightly offensive to Falcon, because Wilson, I cannot remember his first name in my life.
Sam.
His first name, Sam Wilson. Thank you. Because she was like, I need a normal person, like average person. We're like gods and like superheroes and like meta humans. I need a normal dude who's just like.
It's mutants, not metahumans.
Regular.
Use the right terms now.
I'm not talking about mutants. There's no mutants on the team.
Well, isn't Scarlet Witch technically a mutant?
She is not technically
But
a mutant.
can you use metahumans in Marvel? Isn't that a DC term?
It's not.
I mean,
Any human that is post-human.
so who's the metahuman?
I guess Scarlet Witch. would be the
Scarlet Witch?
metahuman.
But I think she's
Thor's a god. I don't know. I mean, some people could say that Tony's so smart that he's metahuman. This is not a tangent that we need. Yes, Calvin. I actually didn't say I hate America, but I will say it if you want me to, because it is true. But I don't know that that's a tangent we necessarily need to go down.
Oh God, here we go.
No, but the whole point I was trying to make is when she says, she literally, I have the quote right here. She says, but more than that, I need a normal person. And a war hero, man out of time, living legend, Steve Rogers isn't that. And he's like, oh no, I totally get it. But I just thought it was like, well, if you think about it the other way, she's just like, hey, say he's like a normal dude who's just regular, But I thought that was a funny way to handle them being together and saying why we're choosing one versus the other.
Right. No, I thought it was good. I was thoroughly impressed. I think for me, it's on my pool. Like it's not going anywhere. Like I don't think it's going to be like, I'll pull issue 2 and see where I go. You know what I mean? Like I think I'm.
Oh no!
Yeah,
this is
Yeah, I think it's here for a minute anyway. But there are some other books that aren't like that. To be fair, Captain America solo books are trash. I regret buying both.
I hate hearing that. I still haven't read them, but I hate hearing that because I wanted them to have good books, or at least.
Well, and they're about to have.
a good book.
They're about to have like a massive event too. Like
they're in the middle of it, and apparently one of the books is getting canceled at the end of it, or it's coming to an end. I don't know if it was intentionally ending or if it's being canceled, but I don't know if we know which book it is yet.
Interesting. All right, well, Avengers, Nate's pick of the week. Interesting. About face. It's crazy. Just open the show, just swinging. All right, next up we have Guardians of the Galaxy, issue number 2.
The best thing about this book is the cover.
I was about to say the best thing about this issue is the cover. That being said, yes, John, the artwork is not helping this book, and it is unfortunate. We're getting
Is John talking about this book, or is he talking about Captain America?
I think he's talking about this book. We could be talking about Captain America. This book is getting into the territory of Spider-Man when it comes to artwork, right? Like, the artwork is doing such an injustice that if the story is good, I don't know, because I can't concentrate.
I think what you meant to say was that stylistically, this artwork is not doing it for you.
It's not helping push the narrative of me buying it continuously. It's not helping the narrative of me putting it on my pull.
I don't know that we are qualified to make the judgment that it's bad art.
It's bad
so
art.
Much as I was trying to save you there, but
No, it's bad. No, it's bad. I'm sorry. Like, it's like Spider-Man, right? Like in Spider-Man, when his mask is on, fantastic, right? It looks amazing. But when it comes to the faces, you can't draw it. And for me, when you do these big explosion set pieces, great, right? But when you get into these conversations with characters, it looks like someone is at Marvel's Drawing Academy trying to figure out their style. I'm sorry. I know that sounds horrible and it's very judgmental.
No, it's good. It's ours is Kev Walker.
Well,
Kev
I don't.
Walker.
I feel like I'm reading one of the books I get from my kids. You know, like. What, Nate?
He didn't lay it thick enough. He's gonna get his third layer on there.
Fine, you do the rest of the interview the review because I'm just saying, like, I want to like this book because I think the idea behind it is really cool.
Mm-hmm. Like
this Western gunslinger trying to avert a massive tragedy, and the artwork is just killing it for me. Like, I just don't think it's good. And you know, when you show the Groot fall, which is the most cool thing I've seen, that's where all the detail is. But when you get into these little blurbs of the characters speaking to one another, it doesn't look finished. It looks like it's like, okay, this is kind of a sample of what it's going to look like, right? But when in a week from now, you're going to know what this comic's going to look like. And it's not like they just stopped and then they colored it. Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like to me. And I think was it Joe? Somebody, it was either Joe or somebody else maybe it was Patty, I don't remember, who asked us the question, is it false advertising for the cover to be a different artist than the interiors? Right? Because if you don't know and you look at this cover, you're like, that looks fucking awesome. That looks badass. Mm-hmm. And then you start reading it and you're like, what is this garbage? What is this trash? Like, I can't, it doesn't match. I don't know. Am I wrong?
No. I get, I'm not saying you're wrong that the
you just want me to be nicer.
That's why I was trying to get you to be nicer.
Okay. Sorry.
But what is frustrating is two different examples. What is frustrating is I don't think it's that Kev Walker's a bad artist. I don't know that if it's that maybe his style doesn't fit the book. Like John pointed out, he said, I actually like his art from Thunderbolts, but it just doesn't fit here. Or maybe is it genuinely Kev Walker isn't having enough time? Maybe he isn't giving himself enough time. And the reason why I say that is because there's one particular panel that stood out to me where his style works, and I think it looks pretty good. Them two about to go into battle, I thought that was pretty good. And then this, where she's getting messed up, and that almost looks like James Sticco style, like really technically good stuff. But 95% of the book isn't that, and so it is causing me to have problems while reading it, especially because this book had a pretty dark tone to it, and it felt like I was reading, or the art gave me the tone of a more lighthearted, geared towards children feel.
Children, that's what I'm exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I know. I'm saying I agree with you. I was just trying to get you to not be as harsh, but I agree with what you're saying, and the tone of the art does not match the tone of the words. Mm-mm. This book will probably have the loosest leash of any books on our list, though, because it's Guardians and it's really my own big dip into space now, besides when our mutants randomly get into space. So, and also if Marco Cicchetto keeps doing amazing covers like this, then that's at least some reason to pick it.
I'm inching closer to first arc and done, so we'll have to wait and see. Yeah,
I don't blame you for that.
All right, let's jump over to She-Hulk, issue number 13 from Rambo Rao. Newly nominated Eisner, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I mean, that's what you told me.
She for sure was. I don't know when the Eisners came out. But...
It's my pick of the week, guys. And it's not my pick of the week. It is my pick of the week because I am a homer, but it's also it's a pick of the week because it's that damn good. This issue was flawless. Okay? If there was only one thing that I had any complaint about, it was the involvement of Hellcat and how long she was in the book. Other than that, This book was fantastic. Okay? Slice of life to its fucking core. But we have action, right? We've got this new villain who was introduced 2 issues ago. And in those past 2 issues, She-Hulk has not been able to capture him, has not been able to defeat him. He's always eluded her, evaded her. And he is the quintessential definition of a thief, of a burglar. That's basically what he does, right? And this whole time he's been on this mission to steal something, but he's been playing a game. And the game he's been playing is he likes to spend time with Jen. He's got a thing for Jen, right? He sees his constant back and forth, his fighting, his showing up to crime scenes, and luckily it's her trying to capture him. He's digging it. It's his jam, right? And so in this issue, you know, in the previous issue, or yeah, I think it was in the previous issue, but they kind of like backtrack it in this issue. They show, or She-Hulk sees what he looks like without his mask on. So she kind of has an idea of what he looks like, or his identity. And in this book, he sets up essentially a date without her even knowing it, where he walks in front of the cafe that Jen and Hellcat are having, like, you know, tea time essentially. And so she's like, oh shit, that's the dude. And she goes after him. And unbeknownst to her, it's basically a walk in the park date. It was so damn good. Like the writing, the consistency of the character development between Jen and this character, even Hellcat, really damn good, right? And we've got this idea where Jen is now starting to realize that she might have a thing for this dude. Like, she might be in a lover's quarrel a little bit, where, you know, she might have some eyes, some googly eyes for this criminal, right? But she still cares and has feelings for Jack of Hearts. I don't know, man. This book is just, it's hitting it on all levels. The artwork was fantastic. The coloring was great. The pacing of the book is fantastic. Raul's just overall fluidity with the book is good, and there's a reason why this has been nominated for an Eisner. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. I'm really trying.
I know you.
It's just good, man. Like, I think I say it every time this book comes up, and I know most of the time it's me just being a fanboy and loving the book, the hell out of the book. But this book deserves to be, like, we should know that this is, you know, this book is on indefinitely, and Rainbow is going to be on it for however long she wants to be on it. It's not going to be, we're going to let her be on it for however long we want her on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yep. It needs to be set in stone that this book is an ongoing and not being picked up every 5 issues, because it's just damn good. It's so good. Like, I get done reading it and I'm like, yeah, man, I literally can't wait for the next issue. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, you watch, you know, your favorite show where you get to watch 1 episode a week because it only comes out once a week and you can't binge it on Netflix, you know? Like that's what I'm doing with Demon Slayer right now. Like, I'm just running through it like nobody's business. And it's good, but it's bad at the same time because it's going to end too quickly. Whereas, like, I cannot wait for next month. It's so good. Let's see here.
New season come out?
It did, and I'm getting close to watching it because I just started the 3rd season on Netflix. Holden, She-Hulk has been amazing. Started reading it on a whim, and now it's one of my favorite ongoing books, and the cover's worthy of hanging on the wall, 100%.
Ooh.
So many people hate on Greg Land. I generally like his work. John agreed. Calvin, love eats cake and fancy dress Wednesdays. No shit, that was so cool. John, I'm in on She-Hulk for the long haul. Thank you. This book made me give a damn about Jack of Hearts. I'm buying some of his back issues now. That's badass. Yeah, like
that.
she's doing what some of the other books that are very consistent in our, us praising does, especially over at DC with Dan Mora and Mark Waid. They bring up these really random ass characters that like you want to learn more about. And she's only done it with really Jack of Hearts, but if she can do that with Jack of Hearts, can you imagine if she decides to introduce any other like very low end, not recently used characters in this run? I think it would be so beneficial. I'm gonna say it again. If you're not reading She-Hulk, you're missing out, and you're doing yourself a disservice.
I wonder if there's any other books that a host of this show has been telling other people to read over and over and over again.
You know what? I didn't read it because I felt like I needed to give it away to someone else that wanted to read it more. Okay? So he's talking about Something's Killing the Children. Okay? Also, I picked up, I don't know if I have it here or not. No, I have it on my desk. I got the Spider-Man variant of this cover where it's She-Hulk as like Spider-Woman essentially, and she's hanging from a light pole. So kick-ass. Like in a here, like, you know what? It's so badass. We're gonna look it up right. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up right now, dude.
Pull it up.
It's such a kick-ass cover, and I had to buy it. Just had to buy it. It's so cool.
Who does that?
Let's see. Bartel.
Oh, that is Bartel as well?
Mm-hmm.
She's in the main one.
Oh, well, there you go. I mean, dude, the Shield covers are damn fire. I mean, look at that. Like, that's the main cover. And this is the bad guy that we're talking about here that's kind of wooing her as he does his thievery. But I mean, like, you just get some sick ass covers with this book. They're so good. Like, it's so good. Man, look at it. I just cannot wait.
I'm gonna see if the shop will put aside volume 2 of the trade for me.
Do it. Do it now. What are you doing?
Goes out next week.
There you go. All right, let's move on to X-Force, issue number 40 from Benjamin Percy. He has finally done it, folks. Benjamin Percy has given me a reason to give a damn about X-Force. And we're, well, hold on. We're dealing with Beast, which, when we started reading X-Men, we all knew something was going on with Beast, and then clearly shit was going down in the Wolverine run where we got off. And so we're kind of connecting those dots in this book, so bad on me. But essentially, Kid Omega has come back from a reality, old as fuck, telling the X-Force that you need to come save the future in order or you need to come fight for the future in order to save the present, right? Or his past. We come to find out that, we come to find out that Beast he has implanted himself in multiple dimensions and realities in order to rule the world.
Okay.
Yeah. So X-Force has kind of jumped back on this like espionage, but now we've got this multiversal jump thing. I'm going to be really short and sweet on this one. This one was a silly goose time, super fun. The fact that Deadpool's still on it has got me going. And now that Kid Omega's back and is talking shit to Deadpool, like, really, you replaced me with this fucking moron? Like, he's pissed. I don't know. It was good. I thought it was really fun, and I think it's getting its legs back. Now we'll have to wait and see really what happens once we get into the fall of X. We just don't know where the X line's going. I think we think we know where it's going, but I just can't. It's still kind of on an issue to issue basis for me. Because I'm waiting for that shoe to drop, or like the team gets dissolved and oh no, we're doing some weird shit again. So excuse me. Overall, I really enjoyed the book and the artwork was fantastic.
Nice. I feel like every week or every month that you do this one, I feel like I have to shake my head like, oh, I'm not gonna do it, but I don't know, maybe it's time to get caught up. Maybe last issue start with
what's gonna happen is you're not going to do it, and then you're going to jump on right when the status quo changes, and it won't be good anymore.
Yeah.
So
I'm wondering if Percy's continuing on through the fall of X, because, like, I know we've I guess after Fall of X, because I know he has what four X-Force issues that are a part of the Fall, but I'm surprised this run is still going. I mean, is this the longest run now? It is, right?
I think so.
Or is Wolverine in the same numbering?
No, because Wolverine started late.
Okay, that's right.
Well, Wolverine started. I want to say this was at least
like
8 to 10
months later,
issues. Yeah, 8 to 10 issues in before Wolverine started. So, yeah, like Beast is darker than the Dark Beast. Like he's fucking like. There's some weird shit in this book with Beast. Like they were like mutant big heads with mutant tentacles. Beast heads, just like blah, 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 you know. One of them eats Omega Red, and then Omega Red busts out of him. Like he's like, nah, bitch, you ain't gonna eat me. Blah. So there's some context. All right, let's move on to X-Men issue number 22 from Gary Jerry and Cassara. Artwork fantastic. We finally know the beginnings of the dark plans of Orcus. What they've been up to. I will say the idea of intercepting Krakoan drugs and manipulating them and then tricking people into think that the X-Men drugs are killing them seems a little too easy. And that's that I'm just riffing. You know, this is something that I thought about when I read it. I was like, that's cool, but also I was like, that kind of seems simple. You know what I mean? Like, it seems a little simple. That being said, the bombshell at the end where we now have Omega level Sentinels crafted into dead bodies of Logan, exoskeletons that have been left behind, made out of adamantium. That is really fucking cool. Like, that to me is really badass. So, to get an idea of what Orcus is up to and what they're going to do and how they're going to contribute to the Fall of X, is bittersweet. Because like we've been wanting to know, but now I'm like, oh no, like no, don't do this. Like I'm so happy here, you know, like don't ruin paradise. So that's kind of where I am with this book. I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It read well. It did not at all lack in pacing. So there's that. But it also didn't completely knock my socks off that I wish I had had.
So I almost jokingly picked this as my pick of the week. Not because it's a horrible book. I enjoy it. Because I'm pretty sure Jerry is a Cyclops hater as much as me.
Right.
It feels like 3 or 4 issues in a row now where Cyclops just looks like the absolute tool piece of shit that he is. Like, they walk into this fight and he literally punches what we don't know currently is the Sentinel Zero, punches it in the arm and is like, oh, that should have hurt you more than it did, and then gets pummeled by it. Then once it's finally revealed that it's like this big Sentinel and that it's adamantium, he's like, I'm too weak to do anything. I can't fucking help here. So he has to pick up Forge and run away while Firestar is the one that actually takes out the Sentinel. He's supposed to be the war commander for the mutants, and the dude's little beep beep pew couldn't even do anything, so he had to run away. Like, I just like it just shows how terrible of a character Cyclops is. It's so funny. And then as soon as they get done with the battle, he uses Forge to mock him. He's like, Cyclops walks in and he's like, oh, you needed me? And he says, sorry to interrupt your brooding.
God.
He was like, oh, oops, sorry, poor choice of words. And I was just like, man, this guy. So I love this issue for that alone. But also, I don't know, maybe I didn't read it the same way, but I felt like the medicine was like a way to get people to turn against mutants really fucking quickly.
Well, no,
like,
and it is.
That's harsh. That while also using Wolverine Sentinels to fight them seems like a pretty serious threat to me.
I'm not saying it didn't. I think it's effective. I think that. Yeah, no, I think you're 100% right. I think that course of action is effective in having regular humans turn on the mutants. I just feel like there's just a hint of me that feels like it's too easy. Like that's an easy. I don't know. It just felt. Maybe easy is not the right word. Maybe it's.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by easy.
Lazy. I don't know. I just. Like, I guess in my mind, in my scenario, in the scenario when you watch it and they're floating around and there's this giant head robot, floating off their little floater ship into the air, going beep 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 with a controller. Like, you would assume.
This had been delivered by someone other than probably more susceptible.
Other than who?
MODOK.
I mean, but don't you think you'd see that on a city camera, like a giant floating head flying up to someone's apartment, going pew pew, and then the guy's like, "Oh no!" You know what I mean?
There's no such thing as instantaneous response. No, you're hyper analyzing with intention. Find a problem.
Whatever.
Also, Calvin, a good leader may know when to run, but a good leader also doesn't intentionally and willingly sacrifice one of his soldiers to get away, especially when he knows he can be resurrected.
Can you do me a favor? Because I'm starting to freak out a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, it is. So She-Hulk. Oh no.
Is it ending?
So it's not in the August solicitations, and neither is Cosmic Ghost Rider, apparently.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Both launched as ongoing series, and Marvel She-Hulk is launched ahead of the TV series, and there's no sign of a second season. Blah 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 blah. There's a couple of things missing. Expected. Yeah, She-Hulk 16 previously 23rd, but is not in August. It could skip a month for either, but it might skip. Hopefully it skips, and we're not. I'm about to be pissed.
Mid-show emergency here. Anyway,
all right, let's jump over to
the direction that X-Men's going.
No, I do. I agree. Let's jump over to World's Finest, issue number 15, Batman, Superman, Vengeance of Ultra Morpho. I really like this issue. Again, I think Dan Mora is a freaking genius. The guy just can. His artwork is so good. But what this book has done a lot is basically give us a reason to want to know more, right? With certain characters. And so I think we did it with the other character that's kind of like Morpho, right? What's the name of the character that's like all the elements? The actual guy that this thing is mimicking. Element Man or something. I don't know. Whatever. That guy. He's got the white face. But then also just like the usage of like the Metal Men and Superman busting through a room wearing all the Metal Men. So kick-ass. Batman. Did I say Superman?
Yes.
Good. I also really enjoyed the Doom Patrol being involved again. Like that's, and I will say I was a little confused when the robot uprising was happening, but then obviously got all kind of tethered together at the end. But I don't know. This book is consistent in the sense that it's always moving the needle. It's always got me interested. It's doing what I wish other DC Comics would do, which is get me more excited for other DC Comics. Mm-hmm. It's just doing a great job. I thought this issue did the same thing. It was amazing. It was fun. There were definitely things I didn't know what the hell was going on, but it didn't make me go, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to stop reading this book. It was like, I don't know what's going on. I need to go look up what the hell's going on. Whereas there are other books that do the same thing, and I'm like, I am not interested because it feels like it's homework. Rather with this one, it's like, no, I got to know more, And I don't know if that's the artwork, or if it's the writing, or if it's a combination of both. But
I'm sure it's a combination of both. I mean, Obviously the artwork is one of the reasons why we keep coming back to this book, and it's one of the reasons why we even checked out like Shazam. But yeah, no, there's a lot to it. Knowing who all of these people are, and if they're real versions or if they're like just created versions of the same character over and over. But yeah, using Metal Men and what's the other team? Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol.
I think that's fun. Yeah, I don't know that this issue like blew me away, but it was another solid B plus A minus territory book for this.
Yeah,
for this
solid
series.
issue, solid issue, and I'm looking forward to the next one. You know, because Superman wore a suit too. He ended up wearing a suit. It was the Element guy. Like he ended up wearing that too. So a lot of suit wearing going on. Exoskeleton suits. All right, let's jump over to Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow, issue number 2. We had talked about this book previously, and you were not too impressed, right? You were a little annoyed by a certain character.
I was very annoyed by a certain character.
I was kind of the opposite. I actually really liked this issue. I don't know. I like that Connor, even though I don't have as much experience with the character, I think Porter did a really good job of conveying there being some growth with the character. Does that make sense? Like I think the fact that I don't know much about Connor, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, 2 issues in, I know that he's kind of an outcast. I know that he's not really taken that seriously. And at the end of this book, he kind of showed his worth. He kind of showed that I do know what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
Listen to me, goddammit. And so I liked that. I thought that was really cool. And I didn't, I know how you felt about the other characters, specifically the leader of the new group, the Cosmoteers.
Right.
But I didn't. For me personally, it didn't annoy me. I felt engaged throughout the entire issue. I don't know why. I don't know, but I was.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe I missed something.
No, I mean, I think it's just kind of up to the way you feel. I mean, I do really enjoy the thing I enjoyed about the first issue that I enjoyed here is that, we're in space and that we're dealing with a little bit of, some of the characters that are in space. I didn't find this one as compelling. I felt like the center, I just don't care really about these cosmic reason. For whatever reason, that the leader really, really annoys me. So the fact that they got so much page time, I think made me not as interested. But sure, I mean, this one not so great issue is not going to keep me from reading the next. So
okay,
all right.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fun. I like that he's kind of I do see that. I do see how it may be a little frustrating with the fact that Connor really wasn't, it was more of a Cosmoteers issue than it was a Superboy issue. But with him coming in at the end, just being like, listen to me, dudes. Like, I know I've seen it done plenty of times. I know exactly what y'all are thinking, and this is the way to do it. You're going to waste your time if you don't. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, let's jump over to Superman, cut down by the Kryptonite Claws. Yo, dude, like, solid issue. And Williamson is doing the same thing that we just talked about that Mark Waid and Dan Moore are doing, which is bringing in some characters. Like, I don't know who Silver Banshee is. I have no fucking clue who that is. But the twist in this book, the usage of a different artist, we were both worried, right? When you brought it up that there was another artist on the book, we're like, oh shit, Campbell can't keep up, right? But the actual usage of the artist was to convey a time jump, to convey something that happened in the past, convey something that might have actually not happened, because we don't know, because you can't trust Luthor, right? But man, if I had another pick of the week, if I had a DC pick of the week, this would be it. I thought, yet again, Superman has done something that it hasn't done in a while on the show, which is really gotten me engaged with Superman. And I just think when Williamson is super focused and doesn't have to write a multiverse of characters, he kicks ass. This thing is so good compared to his I thought his Dark Crisis event was just boo. It was boo-boo. But this was fun. I had a great time with it.
This was a lot of fun, and one of the things that I mentioned, I think in the first issue of this, was I was like, man, let me see some more of the side characters that are very common that we haven't seen lately in runs, like Jimmy Olsen, and boom, Jimmy Olsen is now front and center of what we've got going on here, because it turns out he's assumably dating the Silver
Banshee.
So super on board with this book. I like
Yeah, no, it's really good, and it feels like it's doing something new and fresh. You know what I mean? And I think that's really hard to say for any comic, really, between the two juggernauts. You know what I mean? Like, how do you not write the same story when you've been around for 80 or 90 years? You know, that's hard. But this feels really clean and really fresh and super fun. John says this comic has been a keeper. The foil covers is amazing. Superman is my favorite DC book at the moment.
I love where the whole Superman family is at right now.
Oh my God, it's so good. All right, Down of DC Titans issue number 1. I would give this book a solid B+.
Yeah.
Didn't, I don't know if it's because I'm just not as connected to the characters or something, but like the shocker at the end, or the beginning, I guess, if you will, of Flash dying, was okay, right? It didn't feel as of a strong Tom Taylor book than I wanted it to be, I guess, would be my only criticism. But if there was one thing that I absolutely liked, was Beast Boy and Raven's interactions throughout the entire book, and
you love
them
a
not
little romance in your book.
Oh my God, yes. And I just love that they didn't give two shits when it happened. You know what I mean? I thought that was really good. And I'm still crossing my fingers for a lover squirrel triangle between Starfire, Babs, and Wonder Girl and Nightwing. It's gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Now, but let me ask you this: how do you feel about what this current arc, like what's gonna happen in this current arc, which is the Flash has to essentially go use the this is all assumption, but from what it looked like or appeared, is he has to use the Speed Force to go back in time in order to change the present, which is going to fuck with everything, right? Is that what I mean? Am I safe to assume that?
No, you're reading me.
Okay, I'm just
worried.
worried.
Any of that vibe at all?
Okay, I'm just worried that we're moving into this, like, when this run ends and he does what he has to do in order to survive, the Justice League is back in place and the Titans don't mean anything.
Oh, well, now that I would not put past it. I don't know that we're going to get 20 issues of Tom Taylor Titans.
Well, then why am I reading this book?
Because they want you to buy books.
I know, but like, if you're going to say that this is the status quo, this is the new thing, right?
What has DC said about any of this?
Well, they essentially, like, when was it in Dark Crisis? I guess it was either in Dark Crisis or one of the I don't know. I can't remember. There are so many fucking.
Yeah. If anything, it could lead into a Justice League book. I mean, we already know a Justice League book is coming out at the end of this year. Like, that's already been announced. We know that for 100% sure. Maybe it's going to be coinciding with Titans. Maybe it's going to. This is Titans just leading into it. Maybe this is a book that's leading Dick from the leader of the Titans to the leader of Justice League, and an integration of Titans into the Justice League, to where you got 3 traditional Titans on there and you got 3 traditional Justice Leaguers. I don't know.
I think it's bullshit. I think all these characters deserve to be. This team deserves. And what dog do I have in this fight, right? Like, it's not like I'm a huge like DC fanboy since I was a kid, right? But to me, it's take the fucking jump. You know what I mean? Just do it. Like, 5 years, no Justice League. Let's go. Like, let it be the Titans. You know what I'm saying? Like, let them have their time in the sun. And then if it, by the end of it, it does exactly what you're saying. 3 Titan members and 3 previous League members create a completely new team. That's enough time to establish that. But like, I already get a sense with this whole Flash thing, like that's what's going to happen. It's going to, this run's going to end with, I survived the death bullet, but what did I do? Oh, the Titans are no longer the status quo, and the Justice League is back, and I'm gonna be on it. Like, oh, I don't fucking care.
No, I don't. I don't think that we get to make. I don't think that we get to get mad about false assumptions that we're making. Right?
I'm mad.
You get mad about it later, but right now, just judge this book off of what's going on. We have
understand.
no evidence of any of that. I think it was intriguing enough. I think on a normal scale, this plus, but I think if you put it on a Tom Taylor scale, this only gets a C plus. I would say this is. I expected more with it being on Tom Taylor's name on it.
Yeah. All right, I agree. Jaden says won't happen, but I want it to. And Empire, bro, the love triangle isn't gonna happen. Tom Taylor is a Dick Babs shipper. I get that, but
he's not Empire. He's not.
I'm calling it. There's gonna be a love triangle.
He's just a writer that is writing stories. None of these guys are out here trying to push an agenda.
Dick's gonna be like, I don't know what to do. Hands up, y'all. You know, I'm just here. I'm just here for a good time. You know,
I'm just here. Y'all do what you want with it.
Y'all do what you gotta do.
It's Tom Taylor, so he gets at least 10 issues.
100%. No, there's not by any means am I like, no, I'm out. You know, like obviously I'm gonna keep reading it. And I did
like open the book and cash out on the first page. You know.
Gee, what book are you talking about? All right, let's move on to our one independent of the show, and that is House of Slaughter, issue number 15.
You didn't want to cover these?
No, I took him out of the show. I'm not even interested.
Okay.
I'm done. You tell me, quick, fire it.
Okay, rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
So I read Cyborg.
Cyborg.
This book does none of the things that we've praised Dawn of DC for, or Dawn of DC about, and that's like establishing a character, being new reader, making you feel like a little bit more about this character. This feels like you should have had like a 12-issue checklist before you read it. Also, I am sure that there is a audience out there for the artist of this book. I don't remember his first name. I was trying to find it. Rainey. I'm sure that there is a audience out there for Tom Rainey, but it's not these eyeballs. Well, ever since we saw him on the John Stewart stories in the last Green Lantern run, I don't. Now, if I see his name on something, I'm not buying it, and I don't care who's writing it or what's happening. I'm just not going to do it.
What if it's Sonny Cates?
Not right. Not reading it.
Whoa.
Absolutely not reading it.
I'm right there with you.
I don't know. Like this issue had no impact to me and didn't make any sense, and it didn't make me excited to read about the character. This is him back in Detroit, back home. People recognize him. Apparently, he's got daddy issues. I think his dad experimented on him or something like that. And then Cyborg shows up at the end, a second one, and it's his dad. And he thought his dad was dead, but I guess his dad's consciousness and it's in a robot. Don't know. Don't care. Absolutely will not even be getting close to touching issue 2, and issue 1 is already going into my cell.
Oh, dang.
Just gone.
Down.
About it.
All right, next.
Oh, then I got Ron V's Vigil, which we've seen. Detective Comics. And this was not a bad book. I would give it a B. It is good. Obviously, this is a new team for real, so you better know how to introduce a team when you're introducing a team for the very first time. And I think they did a pretty good job of that. I won't be picking up issue 2, not necessarily because it was bad, but because it just we didn't do anything in this book that other books we're currently reading aren't doing better. Now, if 6 months from now, everyone's going, yo, why are you not reading the Vigil? I'll pick up the trade and see what I missed. But I don't know if anyone else is, anyone in chat's been reading this, but nothing intriguing about these. None of the like powers or abilities of the 3 members of the team are particularly interesting to me. I guess the mask guy that can take people's faces is like a cool gimmick, but I don't see how that's very cool after one issues. Because then I'm just anytime that seems something's happening that seems to be going wrong, I'm just be like, oh, it's the guy using someone else's face.
Interesting.
So, and Ron V, I would say for the most part, was able to tone it back on his verbose language. Like he was not, completely crippling us with a ton of prose, but nothing that just said I have to read issue 2. Definitely no oh shit moments or anything like that.
Yeah, no, I hear that. All right, well, let's move on to our one independent of the night. Let me know how'd it go.
Disappointing. A little disappointing.
No.
I unfortunately this was a complete. I was gonna say it was a complete miss. I don't know that that's correct, but it was a miss. This was a miss of an. Half of this book was almost a repeat flashback of something we've already seen. Jace is cornered in the bar. They take him prisoner, and he's essentially, prisoner in this room, and he actually finds out that is dead. They tell him that. And he sees a couple of people that were responsible for killing his family. I always thought it was the house butcher that they were trying to eliminate, but what it was the family butcher. The house name is also Butcher too, but it was literally his family they were trying to eliminate. I missed that this entire time. But these are the people that were like responsible for directly killing like his mother, father, and grandmother and stuff.
Jeez.
And like one guy talks funny because his dad cut his tongue out and shit like that, which was
Okay.
kind of interesting. But
Yeah.
half of this book was Jace having a flashback to when he saves the kid that he's trying to save now from the school bus, which is what we saw in the first issue of this arc. And it didn't. What they were trying to do is draw parallels to the carnage that he was doing now. It's like, oh, he found the fighter within once again. He's been trying to not fight and kill, and now he's found the killer back. But ultimately, they just sort of fight for a while, and then the kid that he's trying to save eventually is the one that stops the fighting. He's like, yo, I don't want to go with you. Like, I like these guys better. And he's like, they put you in a room with a monster. The monster tore out your fucking eyeball. Yeah, I don't care, but she has like good dinner. She listened to me, so I want to stay with her. So it's basically like, okay. So he leaves with his kids, and his kid stays with her, and that just is it. That's it.
Okay.
It doesn't. I was like, what's the resolution here? And the resolution is, we get a one-page like afterward, and the resolution is that we don't really have a resolution because it's the current leader of House Butcher receiving a call from our old man of House Slaughter saying, it appears our houses are once again united against a common butcher. So they know both houses are going to be after him. And it's like, well, they both kind of already were anyway. So what? The houses are going to get together to try to kill Jace? I don't, okay. I don't know. It feels very weird. It just did not feel like a resolution, which is really sad because the arc itself has been good, and I felt like we got a good. House of Slaughter has always been one of those books that you don't know if it's character oriented or like lore driven, and this arc has felt very character interpersonal driven, and then it felt like all of a sudden the lore, but without any lore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a very strange ending. All of that to say, it sounds very complainy. I still think that this arc was worth it, and overall would still say House of Slaughter is a good book. However, issue 15 was not good.
Okay. All right. Well, see how that works. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Two.
Did you read this?
Oh, well, no. Okay. All right. Yes, I did. Fucking amazing. Loved it. Envious of your cover.
This isn't even cover A, by the way. This is technically cover C.
I love that cover. John, thank you so much for just kicking our ass on trying to read this book.
You were totally right.
When does the next issue come out?
I think next week.
Oh shit! Well, we're gonna have to get to the store.
We gotta get on it.
We gotta get to the store early because apparently this thing sells out quick. I liked it. I thought it's fun. It's got that John Wick, Deadpool-esque.
It looks like we have till June 6th.
Okay. Kind of feel to it, so I liked that. The one thing I will say is I was expecting him to kill the dog. Like when he showed that scene, when they showed the flashback of him with his dad, and his dad's like, "Fuck dogs, like you can't trust." Doop. I was expecting him to like take him to that. I was like, "All right, little buddy, this is it." Bang, so that's what I was waiting for, but it didn't happen. So thankfully that didn't happen. Yeah, because I would have been like, "God damn, this book is ruthless." But I did like it when he came home to see Bruce, and there was the note on the door, and he was like, "Someone's gonna fucking die." Like I thought that was
really good.
Really good. I liked it. It's really fun.
This is everything that I want out of like a DC Black Label book, and it makes me want Marvel to do these more. Like,
oh yeah,
this is the Deadpool book should be like this. Like we need a specific label that says, "All right, no kitties, we're not fucking around here." Like, let him fully push all of those jokes that Alyssa Long's had to kind of like pull.
Yeah, let him cook.
Let him keep going. But this is fantastic. It's only a 4-issue mini. I've already pre-ordered all the other 3 issues. So
there you go.
We'll definitely be getting this. Kyle Starks, by the way, flying up the list of awesome writers in my mind.
Calvin,
Jim did say he wanted the dog.
Shut
to die.
up! I didn't say No, that's not what I said. I didn't say I wanted him to die. I expected him to kill the dog because of that Like the way it was written made it seem like the flashback was like, oh, so this has been ingrained in his mind that he can't have anything nice, so he's probably just gonna kill the dog.
Expectations based on desire.
Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching episode 132 of Two Fat Guys Pool List. Let us know down in the comments if you're watching this as a previous issue, what was your pick of the week? We would love to know. Make sure to catch us next Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for another new Comic Book Day video. It's going to be a good one. It's a little bit of a short one, but there is some fun books on there. So stay tuned for that. And then, as always, make sure to tune in this Sunday where it's my birthday.
This Sunday?
Sunday is my birthday.
Oh, boy.
Should I, all right, chat. Should I take my birthday off, or do you want me to show up on my birthday and do a show? Let me know. Either way, I don't mind. Honestly, I don't mind. Like, I would love to just, because hanging out with y'all on my birthday would be super fun, So, like, it's not like it's a chore or anything like that. Like, I would love to hang out with y'all on my birthday. So, we'll just have a show. Doesn't matter. I answered the question. Anyway, we'll see you guys Sunday where we'll talk about all those books and more. And also, just to kind of give you guys an update, there will be a new PC being delivered to this house, which will help us do some cool shit for this show, which inches us closer to potentially, at some point, I might be able to control and fix this room up, where if Nate is actually willing to do it, we could start having the show with us in the same fucking room.
Oh my god.
Like, legit. We'll have to see. But we're getting closer to that because we are getting a second PC to set up to help flow this whole show and get 2 different rigs running the show. So be on the lookout for more developments of that, and that will only get stronger as we build our sub base. So if you're not already subscribed, hit that sub button, ring that bell, and please make sure to give us a like so we can get this video up in atoms into the algorithm that is YouTube. That's gonna do it right now. Jaden says I don't mind, but I would get it if you don't. No, you know what? We're gonna have a show. We're gonna have a show this weekend. Like, this
do it.
I'm gonna do it. I don't know why we wouldn't. It's gonna be fun. Unless I'm just like super. I don't know. We're gonna do it. Anyway.
Partying all night. Dude.
Oh, just going so hard, dude. Anyway, I'll catch you guys this Tuesday. Everybody, I gotta close it. What's the tag? I'm so disjointed.
I don't know. Something about touching boobies.
No.
Your neighbors. be kind to your neighbors.
As always, fam, be kind to one another and read more comics. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Comics and movies.
That's what it was. Not touching boobies.
Manga. Sorry.
What?
I like
Manga.
manga with boobies in them and romance.
I mean,
and
who
slice
doesn't
of
like
life.
manga with boobies in them? Like, what are we? What? we're
Oh, I
stating-
was supposed to show my manga. Oh wait.
Oh, will you? I mean, here.
That's
Go ahead, show them.
Yo, look at this manga.
What'd you get?
It's called Die Dark. I said.
Oh,
it to
that's
you.
right. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
amazing. This art is so cool. Like, look.
So
at
is
that.
it like super gory?
It's very gory. Here, let me show you this
Oh, Jesus.
page.
Oh, there's actually color in it.
No, it's just the first couple pages.
Oh, just the first couple.
Yeah, I was cool. It was like, yeah, and then it was not. But anyway, Die Dark. If you've read it, then tell me it's great or awful, and I will.
Okay, well there you
I
go.
saw it, and it was a lot of fun.
All right, that's gonna do it, guys. We kind of went another read more comics. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
John.